I got this. We get to Phoenix, and we're granting our passports, and then so they asked me, how long are you gonna stay? And I forgot my plan, and I said, oh, I'm coming to live to the States. And it's like, whoa, okay, you have to go to that office, and they detained me. And I was like, no, I mean, and so I kind of like didn't know what to say, and my husband couldn't do anything, so they separated me from my husband. But I on purpose, I was like, I need to take the baby with me. So I was trying to really use that as like compassion, because I was so scared to have to go through Juarez, and the process is just so long, and I wanted to be with my husband. I mean, I was just newlywed and afraid of like the distance, what that was gonna do to a relationship and all that. So anyway, so they put me in a interrogation room. It's like, oh my gosh, like seriously, like I have a tourist visa, like why you have to do this? And I'll come back to Mexico and finish the process, because I did start it. I applied through Juarez, but it was so slow that, you know, the date that we were coming came. So, but I had the letter to prove that I started the process. So they kind of had compassion, and they let me go. And I was like, oh my gosh. So then we flew to El Paso, and we drove to Austin. But as soon as I got to Austin, I had to do adjustment of status. And it was really expensive, and we had to like, you know, it was just a very long process. And eventually I got the adjustment of status, and they granted me the green card. And the problem with that, I think, is like the price you pay for that is really more than money. It's also your dignity. Like I had a really bad experience. You have to have this tuberculosis test done, and you have to go through a board certified doctor. So I did that, and the doctor, I mean, sexually harassed me, and I couldn't do anything because I was like, I'm not going back to Mexico to do the process through Juarez. And I just thought that I had to do it because of the words. I mean, it's a long story when I got that, but it was really diminishing as a woman. And I mean, I will never forget that he told me, like, we have to see if you've been a good woman, basically. So lay down, and I need to check you. Like, yeah. So, I mean, that's the price you pay. And I was very surprised because I was like, I'm a tourist. I mean, I have a tourist. Like, I'm not even like breaking any laws. I mean, I'm paying a lawyer. Like, the lawyer was so expensive. I mean, people had to help us out. It was like a $3,000 process just because we had to do it through a lawyer. And not even that was enough, you know, it was the dignity. And I remember I felt so dirty after that. Every story is different, but I struggle a lot with that people think that, oh, because you did everything the right way, it was easy, and it wasn't. I mean, so yeah, so many times I've had to like just swallow that pride of like, you're assuming things that you know that are not true. But I also respect that even with all what I've suffered, I mean, psychologically, emotionally, and anything, I put myself in the shoes of undocumented immigrants, and you know, I respect every story, you know. So mm-hmm. Yeah. I am now a Mexican American, but it's really hard for me to identify, like I should say our country, but I still like, I don't feel welcome here. At some point I reached this stage where like I need to share this with the world, especially with kids, but with everybody, that, you know, we need to be compassionate with our neighbor and loving and understanding immigration and migration in a, you know, with different lenses, I guess, more hopeful and loving. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's how I just started like obsessed with immigration. I also trying to find my own identity. I mean, I would be lying if this is just like just for the world. Like I also am trying to, it's healing for me. When every time I paint something, it's like, it's an idea that I have that I can't put it into words sometimes, you know, so yeah.